everybody. This is Donnie at Donnie Rock Ave. So we got going on 17,000 subscribers, and I want to thank everybody for all your likes and comments. I really appreciate that. I wish I could get to everybody, but I can't. There's thousands of them, and I try to do the best I can because I love you guys. So what we're gonna do is because I've had a lot of people inquiring like what my drums are. So I'm gonna start off with the snare and my drums, and then we'll go to the cymbals. All right, for the snare, this is a metal Ludwig. So it's a pretty common old, one of the cheaper snares you can get, I guess. But I mean, if you have any kind of drums, you can always tune drums so they sound good. I mean, I used to practice on an old set Ludwig, and I kind of like the sound of the old stuff too. But anyway, so I tune my snare like John Bottom does his. And number one is I took the original snare off of it. What did you call that, Steve? The stock snare, which they come with. And I put on a 4.5 inch. As you can see, it's pretty thick. 4 inch. Anyway, so what he does is he tunes the bottom high. I don't know if you can hear that all right, and he tunes the top lower. So he gets a good sound. I like the sound. It's got a nice beefy sound. I like that sound, and it's great for the rim shots. You can get different sounds. And the next drum I have here is my and if you want to learn how to measure, you measure from the rim, inside the rim. You measure inside the rim to the other side of the rim. So if you want to get heads, that's how you measure it. And so this would be a 14. All right, and then my first tom is measured out as what is that, about a 12? Yeah, it's a 12. So that's a good sounding drum, and the heads that I use here are double ply. I like double ply. The other lighter heads, they have more of a ring. If that's what I want, I'll do that. But these are pretty tough, great for rock and roll. I can hit them hard. So that's a 12, and the over here I believe is a 13. It's actually 12 and a half. Wait a minute. 13. Yeah, it's a 13. So that's a 13, 12, 13, and the floor tom comes to a 16. And this back tom here, floor tom. These are my floor toms, and they're tuned heavy. They're a heavier sound as you go down, higher, deeper sound. And this back drum is actually from a set that I have. It's an old Ludwig snare sound drums that I use on different gigs. When I go out and I do charities and stuff like that, Steve and I we go out and do some charities for people, and that way there I don't have to take all the mics off and whatever I got to do to set everything back up again. So, but I like that sound. I like that beefy sound. So those are the regular head drums, and then my bass drum is a 24, and I also that's pretty basic also. And my kick drum, since you're down there, Steve, we'll look at this thing. My kick pedal is a Speed King Ludwig, and that one is quite old. I got that probably one in the early 70s, late 70s, and I've been using it ever since. What I had to do was I had to just take it apart and clean it, and back then they used the axle grease, and there are 2 screws and 2 springs, and what I did was I unscrewed the screws and pulled the springs out, put brand new springs in, and I had to clean out that grease because it was all like hardened in there, and I put new grease in there, and that fixed it so that I could have that good clean move for the pedal. I tried other foot pedals, and a lot of them are great, but this is the one I've been using for years. I'm used to it, and so I keep it oiled up, and it works well for me. So the other thing we have here is we're going to go to my hi-hat, and this hi-hat is a 15, and it's a pasty, and it's the color series. I've had this for a long time. I bought this way back when I was playing a lot of nightclubs, and I just, it's not too many people use these. The top is heavy, and the bottom is light, and I just got used to using it, and a lot of people like the smaller ones, but I just like this one, and it works for me, and I really haven't seen any reason to get a different one. And all my hardware, those are all Sonar, and my regular drums are all Sonar too. I don't have a Sonar snare. I have that, like I said, the Ludwig. And so what the Sonar drums, they're imported from Germany, and they're 24 ply. What they do is they put the plywood together like that, and it makes it really thick, and it's a hard shell. And back in the day, quite a few years ago, they actually had an elephant stand on one, and it didn't break. And I haven't had any elephants try to stand on my drums lately, so I don't know why they even did that. But maybe if you drop it, it won't break. But they're pretty heavy-duty drums, and they're definitely one of the top 5 selling drums now, as far as like money-wise. They sound good too, and they got a nice, good ring to them if I need it. And when I use the double heads, I can have it like a good thud. It just sounds good. So we'll go finish up with the cymbals now. And this over here is a China Splash, if you want to call it that. And you can get different sounds out of that. I use that a lot. If you buy one of these, this is actually a Sabian, and I believe this is a 20-inch. And if you buy one of these, make sure that you try it out yourself, because a lot of these things don't sound good. My buddy, he bought one over there, and I've tried to help him with his set up his drums, and that one doesn't sound good at all. So he's going to turn that in for a different one. And oh yeah, those drums over there are my sound man's, who's actually carrying that camera around right now, and he does the camera also. But those are great drums over there. Those are Gretsch. It's a double bass, double floor. He's got 3 toms. It's a really great set. I love playing those too. But these are the drums I like, and they're all mic'd. All the drums are mic'd. The snare is mic'd here, and I have the hi-hat is not mic'd, because the mic picks up the hi-hat. So I'm okay with that. And the third floor tom, this mic picks up that tom. So that's fine. It comes out really well. So, and I got the front bass drum. I got a mic inside that, and so that's what we do for the miking system. And while we're on the mic, Steve, we might as well run by and show them where we use a soundboard. All those mics go into this soundboard here. All right, and then it runs down into that camera that Steve's holding right there, and it goes to the laptop right there. And Steve does all the sound and the laptop technician work, which I don't really know too much about, but he's really good at what he does. And so we'll go to the cymbals. I finish off with the cymbals. My ride cymbal is a Zildjian A series. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sure you can now. Zildjian A series, and it's a heavy ride. All right, you can get them with thinner, so they sound, and they're like a little more tinnier. But I like the sound of this. And the reason I use it is because I do a lot of jazz stuff too. If you want to call it that, but I like to use that ride. So it doesn't like roll all over the place, and it doesn't swing back and forth. It stays pretty steady, and I like clean sound. And then I got my first crash cymbal, which is an 18. It's light and it's pasty, and I use that as my lighter crash. And then I have another pasty here, which is actually, what is that, a 18? No, that's a 16, right? So, and I tighten up the top here. All right, so it doesn't move around a lot, so it's got a good, like a splash. So I use that for my splash cymbal. And then I got a crash, and these are both rides too. You can use them as a ride. This would be a heavy ride, but this is a lighter ride. So this is a Zildjian Z series, and it's a heavier. I use this as a heavier crash. And this is the lighter one. So you're gonna hear the difference. And then so I believe that's it.
It's an 18.
Oh, it's an 18. Yeah, these are both 18s. And so also we want to mention over there that big poster. That is a poster that Linda McCarthy, Paul McCartney's ex-wife, she was a really famous photographer, and she took that picture. So I think that's one out of about 1,000 or 2,000. I'm not sure what number that one is. I think it's like 168 out of that many. So it's a very rare poster. And of course, who doesn't like Jimi Hendrix, right? And then the little poster there that I have up that you can't read and see it online on YouTube. Now we got a little closer view of it. Those are a couple of books that I wrote, and that's Suck Up the Purple Buttermilk, which is the first one. That is an autobiography. It also has a little bit about me growing up in California in Hawthorne. Grew up with the Beach Boys, my neighbors, and a lot of the stuff that I went through as a kid and grew up. And the second one is Passion in the Fire, and that's a really autobiography too. So there's two of them.
You're going to be posting them online soon.
Yeah, they're on. I'm gonna be posting the whole story behind on Suck Up the Purple Buttermilk will be on my YouTube channel pretty soon. My friend Jacob Miller is actually reading them live, and we're going to be put them on so you can read them for nothing. I mean, it would be great if you could go out and buy the books. They're actually recovery books from addiction, and I actually, believe it or not, I have almost 40 years of clean and sober. I really didn't plan on mentioning that today, but that's what those books are about. They're about drug addiction, abuse, and how to get sober if you have a problem and what to do about it. Both of those books are really great. And I hope if you do get a chance to listen to the book, you can actually listen to it on YouTube while you're driving along and instead of watching it. So what's the other thing? The mics we got. What this thing? Oh yeah, this thing over here. We got a great sound system that we use when we go play out and do gigs. We do this same kind of stuff, but we do it in clubs and stuff whenever we get a chance. But we didn't know where to put it. We didn't have enough room, so we threw it in the corner. And a lot of people are like, "What do you use that? You use that thing?" I'm like, "No, we don't." But we have one in that corner too. We used to use these when we first started, but our quality of sound has gotten much better. We with the soundboard and with the laptop, and it's so we don't need them, but we will use these if we need them if we go out and on gigs. Um, we got a piano?
No, the opioid sign.
Oh, he wants me to mention the opioid sign. You can't see it that well, Steve. The misspelled opioid sign over there. When I do book signings, I use that too. How come? Yeah, what was it? Need two eyes or an eye before the O? Yeah, two eyes. So anyway, that's what that is, and that sign there is basically what I use when I do book signings too. That has not have anything to do with drums. So what is the other thing we need to do? We need to talk about one thing that I wanted to make people aware of, that we are in the process of remodeling down here, which is great. But Steve, the sound man, he's been and camera. He's my technician. He's been doing this for me for years. He enjoys what he does, and he does it for free. And this is basically what I do. I love playing drums, and I like doing that for free also. But we've been doing this for a long time. So now it just so happens that we got like a lot of people that are subscribing, and we're starting to get more and more popular, if you want to call it that. And there's also on our videos, there's a little dollar sign there that says thank you. If you prefer to, you could just give us a couple of bucks if you like. Because no one realizes that they can do that. We haven't got any, so we were wondering like what's going on. But I want to let people know that you can do that if you want. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just saying that you just making aware of it, because I don't think a lot of people know that. And that way there I can buy some new sticks too. But we love doing this regardless if we make any money doing it. We've been doing it for a while, and we love you guys. We want to entertain you. That's what we do. And we just hope that you keep watching our channel. And there was one other thing that I wanted to say too, Steve. What the heck was it? Yeah, what was it? Like I said, we've been doing this for a long time, and we love what we're doing. We just want to keep entertaining you, and I'm really grateful for all your subscriptions and likes on the channel. We want to make sure that we keep playing for you guys and rocking and rolling because that's what we like to do. And the last thing I wanted to say is that I do know how to play Led Zeppelin. A lot of people say, "Oh, play Led Zeppelin." I love Led Zeppelin. I love AC/DC. I love Elvis. I can play Elvis, all his songs, but it costs money to do that, to buy the rights. And I have no problem with people wanting to get money for their work that they've done, but I just don't have the money to buy the rights for that. And if you guys do send me a little bit of money, I'll be able to use that. I'll just put it right back into it. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, by no means. I just want you guys to listen to the music and have fun. That's what we're all about here. We just want to like rock and roll, with all the things going on in this world. We just want to we want to entertain. That's what we do. And you might have to say goodbye for now, and we'll get back to you soon. And let's keep rocking, everybody, and rock and roll. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye-bye.